Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum everyone and good day. My name is Ibrahim Shabazz and I'm HSE consultant and trainer. Our today's topic is manual handling. Manual handling is very important topic in knee wash qualifications. Let's discuss basics of manual handling and how you can actually answer the question in knee wash qualifications. Manual handling definition could be shifting of load from one place to another with your body force. It includes pulling, pushing. That is what manual handling is. And what typical injuries or what type of injuries could be associated with the manual handling? It could be fractures. It could be broken bones. It could be hernia. It could be musculoskeletal disorders. It could be work-related upper limb disorders. It could be back injury, especially damage to your spine. This is what typical injuries could be associated with the manual handling. And when you are going to answer your question for manual handling, it's always been asked in knee wash examination or question, what are the things should be considered when assessing the risk of manual handling? So you need to make sure when assessing the risk of manual handling, consider task, individual, load and environment. What could be included in task, whatever the duration of the person is carrying the load, whatever the distance he is carrying the load, whatever the vertical height of the load, whatever you can say the distance he has to travel, again the number of time he has to bend or stoop, and this is what you need to consider in the task. And when you are considering individual you need to make sure you are considering the age factor, you are considering history of back injury with the person if there is any, and then you are considering training of the individual, then physical the fitness and the capacity of the individual. This is what you need to consider, and then on the basis of individual assessment you may ask them or allow them for manual handling depending on. And then if you go for task, individual, and then load, in load you always need to consider what type of load it is, what is the weight of the load actually, if you can grab or not, there is any handles attached with the load or not, it is long, it is bulky, it is cold, it is hot, it is sharp, it is fragile. This is what you need to consider. And when you are considering for environment, you need to make sure you consider lighting, you need to consider temperature, you need to consider humidity, you need to consider ventilation, you need to consider the level, surface level, uneven surface, etc. This is what you need to consider when assessing the risk of manual handling, and you may need to apply this tile on particular scenario if it's been asked in examination by knee wash examiner. So when we go for control for manual handling, you need to make sure first of all you go for elimination or avoidance of manual handling. It is rule of thumb that you avoid manual handling wherever practical, and if you cannot avoid or eliminate manual handling, then you need to go for substitution, and you need to go for other methods after risk assessment. So you need to conduct risk assessment, then go for other methods. It may include use of different equipment or manual handling aids such as forklifts, such as cranes, such as hoist, such as trolleys, etc. So this is what you can do, and you may need to address the issue of training as well. So ensure the person is trained as well, fully aware of the injuries associated or the risk associated with the manual handling, and fully aware of typical controls that should be taken in order to carry or in order to perform manual handling. You need to make sure also that the person is aware of the lifting techniques and the steps whatever he need to perform on the workplace, and then you can monitor as well. There is no such law at the moment for manual handling. However, there is guidelines available under UK law as well, and given by Health and Safety Executive. You can follow at your workplace, and this is how you can actually answer your question in knee wash qualification. I hope this will help you to understand what is manual handling and how it could be controlled, what are the typical injuries and or risks associated with it. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video.